Hello, you're watching a very special episode on Hornbill TV. Well, Nagaland over the past few years has seen tremendous successes in various sports, be it Penchak Silat, be it Taekwondo, be it Wushu. Our Naga boys and girls have done a tremendous job by going to various competitions and achieving medals and bringing laurels to the state of Nagaland. Well, in this regard, there is another rising sport in Nagaland, which is mixed martial arts. Even in this sport, we've got various Naga fighters going to various countries or even in the national events, going there, winning medals, achieving their successes and their gains, and also bringing Nagaland into a territory where mixed martial arts is also one of Naga's fortes, in which our Naga boys and girls are no less when you compare it to the international standard. Well, in this regard, Nagaland is going to be witnessing a very special and interesting competition called the Tribe Fighting Championships, which is about to take place on November 2nd. And in today's episode, we will focus on the sport, mixed martial art, where we have the Tribe Fighting Championship co-founder, Mr. Metha, who is with us. And we'll be talking to him more on the sport of mixed martial arts and whether mixed martial arts has a future in Nagaland. And we will be discussing about the various aspects of the sport too, and also what this Tribe Fighting Championship means to them and why it was started and what is the vision behind this competition. So before any delay, let's introduce the guest, Mr. Metha, who is the co-founder of the Tribe Fighting Championships. Thank you so much, Mr. Metha, for joining us in this special conversation. Basically, the Tribe Fighting Championships, the press conference was done on October 9th. There you had explained the vision, but to get into more, intense into this competition, what was the vision behind this? You've been in this sport for more than a decade now, and what really motivated you, and what did you decide when you were starting such a championship where mixed martial arts as a sport is not as gaining the popularity like sports like football and taekwondo, and how do you believe this sport is going to change the fighters of Nagaland?
First off, thank you for having me again, Aki. It's a pleasure to be here and also in front of the camera speaking to everyone. Kicking off, why did we start off with Tribe FC, Tribe Fighting Championship? The idea, as you said before, our athletes are doing great in the amateur scene. We are going out, we're competing, winning medals, not only nationally but internationally. In fact, last time we had a sitting here, we were talking about international championship, how our Naga boys went out internationally, competed, did so well and came back with laurels. The next step for amateur competition is, of course, professional competition. That is the next natural height an athlete needs to reach. Keeping that in mind, there was a need for a platform where not only Naga athletes, but athletes in India, as you had mentioned, the sport is growing. Mixed martial arts today is the fastest growing sport in the world. It needed a platform where athletes, not necessarily Naga athletes, athletes from the region, athletes from Nagaland, from across the states, across the Northeast, and also eventually, of course, with the idea of being a center for martial arts, a center for combat sports, to try to convert Nagaland into a center for combat sports in India. That was the main reasoning behind Tribe FC. And again, coming back to the whole concept, why Tribe FC, why the name? A tribe is a group of people that have the same characteristics, the same passion, the same vision, the same occupation. That is the modern slang of the word tribe. The idea was to invest in these fighters, that they compete, they're coming into the cage and they're competing larger, for something larger than themselves, not necessarily just themselves. It is a very solo sport. When you're competing, it's one person against one person. But we wanted to transcend that. We wanted to make it something larger than that fighter. Add not only your people, but your gym. Your gym can be your tribe. Your friend circle can be your tribe. The city you're training in can be your tribe. So that was the idea behind the name, that the athletes now, when they're entering the cage, will be competing for something much larger than themselves.
All right, now coming back to the competition. So, Mr. Metha, can you please explain from which regions fighters are coming, and how, as the co-founder of the Tribe Fighting Championships, how were you able to convince, or rather, how were you able to attract fighters from different regions to come to Nagaland and participate in such a conference, or rather a championship?
Like I said, there is a need for these platforms across not only the North, across India. There is a need for a platform where athletes can come and compete. It being a professional fight, all the athletes are being paid. This is not an amateur competition where they're going, they're competing, they're winning medals, and that's the only thing they come home and talk about. We are paying the athletes. We are paying them. So in the fighting term, you have something called a fight purse. That is what you compete. You have a show money. So you come, you get paid ABC amount to fight, and of course a win bonus over and above that. So that is one of the driving factors about why these athletes are coming in from across the Northeast and also from across India to come in and compete, because they are being paid. We have athletes from Meghalaya. We also have an athlete down from Kerala. Our main event, in fact, is an Afghani fighter. We are getting a fighter from Afghanistan who will be competing against one of our own from Nagaland himself, Nitso. So that is the driving factor about why these athletes are coming and competing here in Nagaland. It is for fight purse.
Now coming back to another diverse topic, just speaking about our Naga fighters. Maybe you've been in mixed martial arts for more than a year now. What do you think stands out amongst Naga fighters? Because if you talk about major platforms or competitions, you've got the Matrix Fight Night where we've seen you there going with the fighters into the cage. We've seen you guide them as they are having their fights. One of the co-founders of the Matrix Fight Night also, there's a video that is going really viral in which she has spoken about how the Naga fighters are very talented and disciplined. What do you think, since you've been a coach and you're literally living the MMA lifestyle, so what do you think makes Naga fighters a little stand out from the rest?
God-given athleticism. That is something, like I said, I've been in the sport for a while. I've noticed the advantages we have. It is God-given athleticism. While growing up, I'm sure you played all the sports. I played cricket, football, every sport the school had, I was in it. It was something we were good at. Also in that thing, we were jack of all trades, master of none. I personally didn't concentrate on one sport, so I played everything. So I do believe our number one thing is athleticism, and in mixed martial arts, again, it's a mixture of different martial arts. It's not only boxing, it's not only kickboxing, it's not only wrestling. It's a little bit of everything, and I believe that works perfectly in our favor, because while growing up, we were jack of all trades but master of none. So we can be jack of all martial arts and master of mixed martial arts. That is everything. I do feel Naga means I'll be a little crass. Guti dangor ase ki gro. Right? Most our boys they like competing, they like arguing, and also it's a trait that your friends look up to. It's a masculine trait that your friends tend to look up to. So men tend to want to be a little more aggressive, want to compete, want to do martial arts.
All right, another aspect of it, people will look at this and try and compare with the international fighters. Well, I have personally seen myself, the last time I had come, we had met some amazing fighters. If I have to take names, it'll be like Longsakamba, or rather the Longsa Tiger. Then we've got Arsenba, we've got Merdin, we've got Nitso. Is there any livelihood behind the sport too? Because I do believe if we have to take into account Longsakamba, he was part of your academy and now he's a coach now. So do you believe that there is a scope for livelihood, earning livelihood in this sport? And also, is there a future for our Naga athletes?
I definitely believe there is. I started the gym like it's been 10 years, and of course, when I first started, I was like, Mon Punji Jawa, UFC, Paro. That's definitely naivety. It was immaturity at that age. Over the years, I've been able to realize that there is levels to this game, right? There is taking us time to reach that level. We have had the first generation of athletes, Imkong Sanep. So these are the first pro fighter from Nagaland. So these athletes, there is a scope, but it's taking much longer. For instance, even Longsakumba, he competed, but back when he was in his best, there was no form, there was no platform, there was no professional platform where people were getting paid to compete. For instance, Longsakumba, when he was competing, we've had this meeting, interview with him when he went to the Netherlands, he went to Kyrgyzstan to compete, did so well. But again, these are amateur competitions. There was no platform for a professional competition where athletes could get paid. That is happening now. As you touched on it, MFN pays handsomely to compete. The boys are getting paid handsomely. Tribe FC has started now paying the athletes, so they will get paid. That is the idea now. What supplements, what complements and helps fighters do that is something that we have tried to do with the Combat Academy, is hire these athletes as coaches, hire these athletes as private trainers. So now when they compete, yes, you got to look at it as a bonus. They compete, they get their bonus, they get paid a big lump sum, but their monthly salary is their coaching. If they're going to be coaching, if they're going to have private training, that is the monthly salary. That's the ecosystem all of us have been trying to build here in Nagaland, where these athletes get paid their salary as coaches, but of course the goal is to make competing their livelihood, where you see them tomorrow in the UFC, where they're getting paid abundantly. You're going to see the boys compete. We don't want to survive. I don't want them to survive. I want them to flourish. And how do you flourish in this game? It is to reaching MFN place handsomely. It is also over and above that to reach the UFC, to get paid handsomely. That is the goal.
All right, you just spoke about the ecosystem. Maybe since you've been in this sport for more than a decade now, are you seeing a sort of change towards the reception of how Nagas as a society is viewing this sport? I mean, if you look at it, we are a very orthodox society where fighting, like if you have to take into account where parents shun violence. But this is a sport which is, if you have to look at it in any way, it is violent. You are literally throwing punches and kicks. Do you believe that in this past 10 years, are you seeing any changes towards the perception of how Nagas as a society and how us as individuals are viewing this sport?
Of course, because of the advent of the internet and YouTube, there are a lot more people that know the athletes personally, but that's a young crowd. If you're going to say, has there been a change in the older generation's perspective of combat? Definitely, I don't believe so, because also we are still in the very nascent stage where the athletes, it's a future that's never been done. And I don't blame the parents. I don't blame, for instance, my parents, when I got into this martial arts, when I started, they were so against it. Of course, when I was young, I was like, whoa, why? But today, I understand it, because there's no future. What is the future? Future is we are building it. To be very honest, I'm so proud of all these boys. They're the first generation of guys who are trying to make their livelihood through combat. And they're trying to innovate, and for every innovation, there are going to be barriers. Right? And that is what they're trying to do, to be the first generation of professional athletes coming out of Nagaland. That's how difficult the problem is. And of course, I can understand parents being wary. So on that note, no, there hasn't been any change in that. Of course, the parents do worry about their children, rightly so, completely rightly so. Yeah.
So in this aspect, talking about the Tribe Fighting Championships, what is your vision? Do you intend to have this event like an annual event, and also do you believe, because I think it would be fair to say that you are taking a huge risk investing in a sport, investing your time, your money in a sport which is, like you said, you're trying to build a future. So are you also kind of skeptical? Are you kind of scared that you're getting into this sport and making such a huge championship where you've got fighters from all over India coming to participate? So was there any doubt in your mind before actually starting something big like this?
I've done events in Nagaland. I've actually done multiple events, different companies. They've all been actually successful. So I'm not so worried about this. It is just the long term. Like I said, the previous events were just, let's do an event. To be honest with Tribe FC, there's a goal behind it. My partner, Mikato, and me, our main goal is, one of our main goals is to try to, if I were to ask you, in the States, in America, what is the fight capital of America? Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the fight capital of America. If I were to ask you the same thing in India,
I think it would be Mumbai.
Mumbai, yeah. So that goal, what my hidden agenda with Tribe FC is to turn Nagaland into the fight capital of India. If people are talking about combat sports, they need to be looking at Nagaland. Not only when it comes to training, but when it comes to hosting events, doing fight shows. I honestly feel combat sports is something we Nagas, we can excel in. When it comes to the sporting field, we are not big. We are physically not the biggest people. Hence, when it comes to sports which athleticism, athletics, sprinting and all, size does matter. There are a lot of sports like this that size matter. When it comes to combat sports, it's not. You have weight classes. So this is a sport I believe that we Nagas, we can excel in. Like, we can be brilliant. It goes perfectly with what we like doing as a culture, what we look up to. Do we have the discipline? I promise you, we have it. You see the boys that are going to be competing. You see the boys that, the ecosystem that a small gym like this have been able to create. I want you to take an interview with the fighters. See the way we live here, the boys live here. It's a small ecosystem that we've been able to create in the gym itself that promotes discipline. You see your seniors being disciplined, you will automatically be it. So this fear of Nagas not being disciplined, wipe it out. It's just that the ecosystem is not being created. It is possible.
All right. Talking about combat sports, well, for the viewers, the co-founder Metha is also the proprietor of a gym, or rather, this whole system called the Combat Academy, and it is through this academy Nagaland has been able to produce some of the finest fighters, and also these fighters have gone on to win a lot of laurels. Now, coming back to Nagaland as a state where we see that in the newspapers, we see that our Nagaland team has done so well in Taekwondo, they've done so well in Penchak Silat, they've done so well in Wushu. These are all combat sports, maybe. So, do you believe there could be a culmination of all these sports, combat sports, like the names that I took? Do you believe that this could all be culminated into, and you could partner with a few of them so that there are more scope to the fighters, that there is a future for them, there is a path for them that they can tread on?
Definitely. So that is what, to be honest, we haven't published it, but then since we're here, I'll shoot it out to you. We are doing exhibition bouts. We are adding a Taekwondo exhibition bout, right? We have pro MMA, but we're going to add a Taekwondo bout inside the cage, which has never been done in the world, where you're going to see Taekwondo athletes inside an MMA cage, using the MMA cage as an arena, right? We're going to be having a boxing exhibition bout. Then we're going to be a submission grappling, which includes wrestling. Again, the idea, as I said, to make Nagaland the fight capital of the world, the community needs to come together. So we are working with the boxing association, we're working with the Taekwondo association, ask them to provide us with referees, ask them to provide us with athletes that can compete today, not for a prize. Today, it's just an exhibition. But maybe down the future line, Nagaland can become a center for all the sports, all the different martial arts.
Also, in Nagaland, one of the most concerning factor is also the support that a sport receives. In this regard, you have in your previous interviews mentioned about the government's intervention towards, because in Nagaland basically everything works with the government support. So do you feel that the government has done its job in promoting the sport and also its athletes? And do you feel there is room for improvement, or rather how would you describe it?
We approached the government. So there was this World Championship in Amsterdam. So how it works in the gym is that generally when there's a national event, we crowdfund. So be it from the gym or from our members or well-wishers, we crowdfund and then we pay for these athletes to go and compete in India. There was, I believe 3 years ago, 2021, the boys went to Amsterdam, which was the World Championship. And of course, traveling all the way to Netherlands was very expensive. So that is when we reached out to the government, and his Honorable CM helped us, gave us an allowance to the boys to go and compete. And they did wonderfully. Is there a need for such instances for the government? Of course, it'll be very easy if they do. But can the sport grow without it? I do believe so. If you were to ask me one thing, if the government were to help, it will make a big difference, it is coaching. It is not infrastructure building. Infrastructure building, honestly, it's easy. You just throw in money, you build a stadium, ho gaya. Athletes Nagaland has. What Nagaland lacks is world-class coaching. It's not world-class infrastructure, it's not world-class athletes. We have these two things. It is coaching. We need to be able to identify world-class coaches, pay them handsomely to come live in Nagaland and work with Naga athletes. And I promise you, in the next 5 years, you're going to see champions coming out of the state if we can get world-level coaches to Nagaland.
Now, coming back to your gym, the Combat Academy, when you started this whole Combat Academy, what was it like, and are you seeing growth in your academy, and do you believe that this place is now do you feel that the Nagas are now taking Combat Academy as a institution, or like when Nagas go to church, we take the place as a very revered place? So are you seeing that attitude change amongst your members too, from the start and today, and are you seeing growth in your Combat Academy?
With the idea of reverence or the respect, I honestly, I can't say. It's not something I noticed or even go out of my way to notice that. It could be. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure about that. But one thing I do know is we are getting better. The athletes coming out of TC are getting better and better. Because what you understand is that I'm 35. Okay, I'm probably one of the oldest people at the gym. we are a very young gym. I'm not a black belt with 30 years of experience. I was 30, that means I've had this gym for 10 years. That means I was 25 years old when I started the gym. Today when I look in the mirror, I think I'm an idiot. But can you imagine me 10 years ago, what a bigger idiot I was? So I do know over the 10 years, we have grown not only maturity wise, it is our skill level, what we are teaching everyone. So the guy that came in 5 years ago versus the guy that's coming into the gym today, what we are teaching them is completely different things. It is trial and error, we're getting better and better and better. And the generation today, the guys you're seeing fighting, these are guys that joined the gym five years ago. They're boys who have joined the gym 3 years ago. You're going to start seeing them slowly. You're going to see the increase. And then even the boys that have joined today, in fact, you're going to see how good they're going to be 3 years down the line. Trial and error, we're getting better and better and better.
Also, another rising trend that we are seeing in Nagaland is the emergence of gyms, where now in today's world, health has become a major concern, and people are somehow, maybe through the internet, they are getting influenced to remain healthy. People look at MMA as a sport where you're fighting, but is MMA and health, are complementing each other, and does MMA also have anything to do with one's health?
It definitely does, right? It was during lockdown period that our membership really went really high. I do believe the free time gave a lot of people time to think about their health and put in time for health. Can the normal person train MMA? Yes. Can the normal person train like an athlete? No. So in our gym, what we do is we differentiate classes for athletes and for say fitness enthusiasts. Because your normal fitness enthusiast, if he trains like an athlete, is going to go to work with this body hurt and not being able to work. Whereas an athlete is going to wake up in the morning, train, go back to sleep, rest, recover, and train again. Again, while a normal person wake up, train, go to work. So it's not possible. So you have to tone down the intensity when you train normal fitness goals. So there is a definite market. It just, like I said, it needs, it's just through trial and error that I myself am learning and our coaches are learning that with fitness enthusiasts, with normal people, we need to tone down the intensity.
All right, now in conclusion, maybe do you see a future of MMA in Nagaland? And also, do you believe with such platforms like the Tribe Fighting Championships, do you believe it can attract more people and it can also give you a certain amount of publicity where you are promoting the sport in the right conscious manner, and also you are also indulging the viewers and trying to let them know that MMA is not only about violence, it's about technique, it's about endurance, and it's about your skill. So do you believe that there is a hope and future for MMA in Nagaland?
There definitely is, and I feel we have been doing wonderfully. We have been the boys have been competing, like you said, in MFN. They've been doing very well, competing outside. Is there a future? There definitely is, because the training in mixed martial art is a sport. To be very honest, the act of competing, that is the fight inside the cage, that's entertainment. Okay, that yes, it is, again, the act of training is a sport, but the act of fighting is entertainment. And what is Tribe FC selling? Ultimately, when you're coming, is the experience for you to come into the event, 2nd November, to walk into the indoor DC Court Indoor Stadium to watch these guys compete. It's entertainment. It's the chill of the blood, and we Nagas, we love it, right? So hence, I do believe Tribe FC is hitting all the checkpoints. On the day of the event, we are selling entertainment, but we are also selling, paying the fighters for it. So we are also providing livelihood for the athletes to be doing this, or to be doing something they are passionate about, they love doing.
Thank you so much, Culmination, for speaking to us. If you would like to add anything more.
Yeah. So 2nd November at DC, at the Badminton DC Indoor Court Stadium, we have 5 pro MMA bouts, we have 2 pro kickboxing bouts, and we have 3 exhibition bouts lined up for you. It's going to be a wild night. The tickets are available at our ticketing partner, ahibi.in. I wanted to inform you that there has been problems. We are facing slight problems with the website. But to make things seamlessly and much easier for you all, we now have physical counters where you can go out and buy your tickets. We have our tickets now available at City Tower and very soon at City Square.
Well, that was the co-founder of the Tribe Fighting Championships. That is going to take place on November 2nd, and as the co-founder said, it's on 2nd of November, and it's there in the indoor stadium of DC Court in Dimapur. So we hope, we Nagas, we love pointing fingers and also blaming that there are no opportunities. But in such a competition or in such a platform where we see our own Naga boys, or rather our Naga people, promoting such a sport, we hope that the viewers will all encourage them and also show them the love and support by attending the Tri Fighting Championships that's about to take place on November 2nd. So you would not want to miss it. Well, you just heard the co-founder of the Tri Fighting Championships, Metha, speak about the vision that he has for the Tri Fighting Championships and also his thought on whether mixed martial arts has a future in Nagaland. Well, another big shout out to Faith Hospital for partnering with Tri Fighting Championships, and they will be providing all the medical facility and help that will be needed on the night of November 2nd, which is going to take place in DC Court Complex in the indoor stadium. And we hope that viewers will go and show their love and support to the Naga boys who are going to be participating on the 2nd of November in the Tri Fighting Championship. And we hope that your love and support will encourage them more to do better in this sport, which is a very young and budding sport called the mixed martial arts. Hornbill TV is currently here at the Combat Academy, where some of the fighters who are going to be participating in the Tri Fighting Championships on November 2nd are camping and training here. So we'll go and try and speak to some of the fighters and also ask them as to whether they're excited about the 2nd of November. We are currently here in one of the camps of our two Naga boys who will be participating on 2nd November in the Tri Fighting Championship. And these two faces are not new faces, they are familiar faces. You would have seen them participate in various competitions, and we will also try and get their point of view as to what platform this Tri Fighting Championships is giving them and whether they are looking forward to more platforms and opportunities like this. First of all, we've got with us Kekrenitsu Angami, and you've seen him battle it out at various platforms all over India and also international events. And we've also got Merdin Numai, who has also participated internationally and nationally, and both of them will be fighting on the 2nd of November, and Nitso will have his prime event and he will be facing off against an Afghan fighter. As for Merdin, he also has his goals, I think he has his goals set and he aims to accomplish it on 2nd November. So first of all, thank you so much. We'll start with you, Nitso. How happy are you? Because you have gone out, you have gone abroad to participate in such competitions, but now finally in your hometown you've got one platform, the Tri Fighting Championships. How happy are you, and do you want more opportunities like this as a fighter?
First of all, thank you so much for having us. Yes, like obviously I'm very much happy and grateful to my coach and to the promoters, you know, not only giving me a chance to participate in the Tribe FC, but also giving me the spot of main event. Because it's not that I'm worthy of being the main event, or because even my fellow teammates, they're all worthy of, you know, being in that spot, but they've seen something and they believe in me to take that main event spot. So I'm very much grateful for it. And yeah, I'm very excited also because competing outside, so since my amateur days, even my like, you know, competing internationally, it's a different feeling competing outside, competing in some foreign soil, but competing in your own hometown, you know, it's a very different feeling. And I've got that privilege once way back in 2019, and that moment is something which I cherish till this day, to feel your own crowd. So I'm excited to feel that same energy, that same vibe again.
How about you, Merdin? I mean, you have also participated in national events. Did you ever think that one day you will be fighting in Nagaland too? Did you think that this would be possible? And how are you looking forward to 2nd of November?
Yes, obviously, I have always visualized myself competing in front of my fellow people. And on 2nd November, we will have fun.
Yes. Also, how long have you guys, what was your training process? Like, how long have you guys been training and for this particular event? And when did you guys come to know that, oh, there's going to be Tribe Fighting Championship soon in which we are going to be participating? So how has your training regime been like?
Actually, Tribe FC was supposed to happen like way back, okay, but it got postponed, I think, due to elections and all. So they postponed it on November. So we were actually quite prepared for it from before. And as per for like our preparation is always on plan, always on time. So we have a specific training camp schedule that we have to follow. Like it might be like if it's a full camp, we'll be doing like a 2 months camp, full training camp. So yeah, we're just 2 weeks out now. So all the hard work, all the hard stuff is over. Now we are just on our weight cutting phase right now. So yeah, everything went well, no injuries. God has been good to all of us during the training. We are all feeling very great physically, mentally. Yeah.
Also, Martin, along with the preparations, you have fought many international fighters and also national fighters. Like when you go on 2nd November into the ring, what is your mentality going to be like? Because now there is a pressure because you're at home. So there will be people rooting for you. So does that aspect that, okay, your home crowd is watching you, does that change the way you think about a fight?
Not really. It'll be business as usual, and there will be pressure, but pressure makes diamonds.
Coming back, Nitso, also now you're going to be fighting an Afghan athlete. What has been your mindset? Have you been following this fighter? And also, are you just concentrating on yourself and your techniques and also your belief? Or are you also thinking about your opponent?
It's not the first time, like, because I think I was supposed to fight this guy in another platform in Delhi way back in April, but this opponent seemed to have got injured on the last week of his camp, and unfortunately we had to cancel that fight. But it's happening again. So I've already studied him. I already have seen what I have to see from whatever I have to know about him. So I'm not really much bothered about him now. I'm just focused on myself. Like whatever game plan my coach and my team have set up for me, I've been focused on that. And yeah, it's like that. I can, like what I've learned from all my experience, like during MMA and all. I'm free from the fear of failure, and then I'm also free from the pressure of winning. So I just want to live this moment. I'm enjoying this moment. I'm having a good time, and I want to give a show 2nd November to all my people.
Martin, this is the second time we are speaking on this particular topic. From that time, we have seen you fight. As a fighter too, we've seen you grow. So how much has this camp taught you? And also, does each fight teach you anything or something? And do you take that into your next fight?
Yes, every fight is different, and every training camp is different. As fighters and as athletes, we keep growing with each fight, each training camp. So even this time in this training camp, I got to learn a lot of new things, and I'm excited to showcase my skills.
All right. So lastly, I won't take too much of your time now. Lastly, if you have to say one thing to the viewers and also your friends and family, what would you like to tell them?
I'd just like to say that keep supporting us and like show your support. And if you guys are in town, if you guys are free, please do come 2nd November to come and witness us fighting in Tribe FC. We promise that we won't waste your time. We'll give you the entertainment that you guys deserve. And yeah, just show what we are good at.
How about you, Martin? Do you want to say something?
Come 2nd November and have fun with us.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, those were the two fighters that you're going to see fighting on 2nd November in the Tri Fighting Championships. We hope that with whatever fights they've had before, we hope that on 2nd of November, our own Naga audience will be enthralled by their performance, and we also hope that till the 2nd of November that the Lord keeps them safe and healthy and fit and fine, so that on the 2nd they can show the world what they are capable of. Thank you.